just want to start out that I did name this the Hotspots of Long Beach because they were back when you said hotspot, they weren't talking about the internet and they were not talking about the COVID. So interesting enough, these were the places that everybody liked to go to, hang out. It's not just Long Beach because Long Beach people tend to they travel over the bridge. And everybody's like, oh, you live in Long Beach? It's so far away. And I'm like, not really. We go all the way out to Suffolk County. We go to the farms. We go to Brooklyn. We go to the city to eat. So it's not like we don't travel to go to find things near and far if we really want to go there. So just a few places that were not, I was not able to find ads for. I was not able to find pictures for, but they're in our memories. The first one, of course, is the Beach Burger. A very good friend of ours, he passed away. They owned the Beach Burger. Actually, my neighbor was, his wife still lives at the end of my block. She's still alive. She's in her 90s. If you wanted to go for a burger special, you went to the Beach Burger on the east side. The Beach Burger was a great place. It had ice cream, soda fountain. It had the burger specials. It had everything. On my end, because that was more down by Monroe, on my end, Bell's Luncheonette was the place I used to go to as a child to basically buy my treats, my bazooka gums for a penny. I used to buy my wacky packages, my baseball cards, and also there too was a counter service, a soda fountain. So it was basically similar to the Beach Burger, except for that I could walk there from my house because I grew up in this house. And I do live in the canals, so I was able to walk up on Park Street and be able to go to the store and collect all my bubble gums and all the things that I liked. And Bell's Luncheonette was my favorite place to go. Of course, down in the center of town, there were many, many, many bars. There are a couple today, but not the abundance of bars that there were back when. In those times, there were bars more than one on a block. In 2 or 3, 4 block radius, you had 6 to 8 bars, kind of like what we see in the West End. But the West End still has a huge community and it has bars on the corners and whatnot with the restaurants. But Long Beach down in the center of town, the bars have disappeared. Now you have where 20 West is now, there's a new place again. They just changed hands again. Not sure if it's because of the COVID. I mean, it's hard to hold on to pay rents when you're talking about $10,000 and $15,000 a month rent to keep a store open here. It's very hard. So the listings that are on this page are some of the things that I was not able to find ads for. Not sure if everybody remembers any of these, but these are some of the things that I remembered in my memory that I could not find any substantial pictures or photographs or other ads for. In Island Park, where Lambrouse is today, in the parking lot, was the Action House. This was also the OBI West when I was growing up, but in the beginnings, it was the Action House. So in the 60s and 70s, this is where you went on a Saturday night. You saw very, very popular groups, and it wasn't a karaoke group, and it wasn't a fake group imitating a group like they had last night up at the beach. They had Chicago, but it wasn't really Chicago. So all these great bands today are doing all the covers from bands, but this is the place you went to see the bands. Yeah. These are the places that you went to, like Forest Hills, where the tennis courts were. They had a lot of live concerts there as well. So these are the places that people went to for entertainment. I remember this is the OBI, but people who are older than me remember this is the Action House. This is the A&J Pizzeria at 132 East Park Street or Park Avenue. Many years ago, it was considered Park Street, and now it is Park Avenue because Long Beach as a city, there was a couple of name changes. There's Aggie.
Where was Speaks? Speaks?
Long Beach Road.
Long Beach Road on the other side. That's Austin Boulevard, the Action House.
Gotcha.
So Lambros is now is where the Action House was in the parking lot. Now that whole thing has been split.
Eileen, somebody said in the chat also Myron Cronky restaurant in IP.
Yes, because right next to the Action House was Myron Cronky. So Myron Cronky was the original restaurant that Lambrow's bought. The Myron Cronky, the family retired, and Peter Lambrow's, his wife and his children actually knocked down the old Myron Cronky and put up Lambrow's as we see it today. And they sold off that piece of property where the parking lot is, and that's where the Action House was, in the OBI West was in the back of that parking lot. That's no longer there, that building. They knocked it down. So we're up to Baskin Robbins, which is in the same locations as it is today. But I remember this couple. It was a husband and wife. They ran the store. My sister and I used to like to go for ice cream, and they used to have these little, kind of like when you're in school with the little desks, and used to sit there and have your ice cream. So they have gone, you know, they still have a little ice cream parlor there. It's still Baskin Robbins, but the couple, of course, had sold it, and they're no longer with us. But nicest people on earth. I mean, as a child, going in there with my sister was great, great memories. The Beach House East. Now, the Beach House is where now is the bagel store, right up where I live. I live on Park. I live in the canals. So where is now the bagel store used to be the Beach House East. And this is probably in the 80s. So this is 757 East Park. The Point View Inn, which this is from 1965. I talked to Lester about this, and he said also this was probably Brown's Lobster House. And the reason for that is bringing in the fish on the channel used to be delivered right to their back door. So this is right off the channel.
Eileen, Lewis wants you to know that he joined by phone because his power's out. So he's listening.
Okay.
He's putting messages.
See, Maura Lee and Lewis are my stand-ins there. There we go. Hi. And Mrs. Pickus is there. I saw her name pop up.
See, I thought Lewis was holding up bricks and barley now. I don't know what he's doing here. He needs to hold up bricks and barley.
Bricks and barley's not on this chat. Leave that for Monday morning coffee.
I mean, physically.
Yeah, right. Yes, right.
So this is the Capitol Restaurant. This is 3 East Park Street and Park Place. Now, the corner across from the railroad station used to be the Minrose building, or the Minrose Hotel, which was knocked down on the urban renewal in the 80s. So that whole block was condemned. That block is now, that East Park Street is from the corner of where, on the other side it's Edwards, it's Park Place to Riverside where the post office is. That whole block was taken down. This hotel was at that corner at Park Place and Park Street. And this restaurant was at 3 Park Place and 3 Park, it's right on the corner.
So it's on the corner, the north corner or south corner?
No, it's right on Park Avenue, that corner. So it would be Park Avenue and Park Place. There's a bank there now.
And Sharon remembers La Therese Bakery, Nettles Bakery.
Nettles Bakery, yep. That's MNOP. Probably going to be in the next one because I think we're going to probably get to about L, but we'll see how far we get. This is the inside of the Capitol. I mean, you got to think about how things used to be in the city. I went to look for my son and I went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and we were looking for a place to go because it was like a 3-hour break in between scenes. And somebody suggested me to go to the Starlight, which is that diner that they entertain while they're, serving. And I was looking at the menu and the prices, and it's basically, for me, that's like a pretend diner. It's not a real diner. They make it look like a diner, but this is a diner, like I was brought up in a restaurant, and having a real soda fountain out of stainless steel from 1950 is the real thing. That's what I grew up with, that you used to dig out your cherries and you had your pumps to make your soda. And my parents, they had a Coca-Cola machine with the 3 pump. It was just syrup connected to a pump to make seltzer. It wasn't pre-made soda. They made the soda. They had no cow on the counter. And that was the first diet soda. It was a no-cal syrup bottle, and they used to put it in your glass and add seltzer to it. And that was the first diet soda. Then the one that came in the fountain was Tab. It was Tab, Coca-Cola, and Team. Those were the 3 sodas I remember on 3-pump in machines in my store.
What about Fresca?
Fresca was a little later. This is Capri. It was down on West Beach. It opened in the 50s. These are courtesy of the family. That's the Farisi family. That's Paul Farisi. So this is their oven from their old place on West Beach. Can't forget commercials. I love commercials. I can remember every commercial. I was not allowed to have these toys. I was not allowed to eat these things. Watching Oscar Mayer commercials taught me how to spell bologna, and I never was allowed to eat it. When you grow up in a restaurant, my parents were very, very funny. They would not let us eat like bologna, and we were allowed to have pizza. So Capri, their phrase was, "You ring, we bring," and I love that. I'll never forget that. The Carlisle was at 20 West Park Avenue. This particular site has housed many, many restaurants. So up until the fire in the Park David, you will see this restaurant address come up several times at the same place. It just changes hands a few times. So this is at 20 West. So now 20 West is the building right next to Gino's. That's a 2-floor. It's it has offices upstairs. And there is a big, big restaurant, and I think it's Junction. I'm not sure if they changed hands again because it's hard to keep up. The Char Pit, 4507 Austin Boulevard. These were all these places that everybody would go to. This is in the 50s. This is 58. Carvel, when it looked like Carvel in Oceanside. It doesn't look like this anymore.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's like the way it used to be, right?
Baldwin had the same setup. Now it's Checkers.
Right. But it's not even that. It's just that the whole idea of going to eat outside was the whole thrill of going for ice cream. You stood outside and you went to get ice cream. And it wasn't like $100 to go feed your family of 4. Chalet Bakers. Now, Country Boy is at the same address, but it's a double store now.
Chalet, yeah.
Chalet Bakers was a single entity of that place. And I love this bakery, and I like Nattel's. These were my 2 favorites. And basically, I'm only 56, so these are the only 2 I really remember. Anything prior to this is like out of my time. My brother can tell you about the other bakeries because he's a little older than myself. So, but growing up, Chalet Bakers is more like by where the St. Mary's is. That's by Monroe. Next to the Beach Burger. So Beach Burger was originally
about old restaurants.
I'm sorry?
No, we can watch upstairs if you want.
Okay. Piccolino's, Point Lookout. Very, 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 very hot spot for Point Lookout back when. It was an Italian clam bar. They had seafood. A very, very, very famous place down in Point. The Cozy. I like this shot because the lot next to the Cozy Nook is still not there, because right next to it eventually became Guy & Co., which used to be the beauty parlor. They bought the lot on this side, and they actually built another building attached to this. Mm-hmm. And then there's East End Dairy, and then all the way down are a bunch of shops that are no longer there. So
what's your cross street that you're looking at?
This is actually off of Neptune going east. So they built homes. Okay. There's homes to the left of this, which would be going west. Right here would be a beauty parlor. It was a beauty parlor. They built the building next to this. So in other shots, you'll see that this is now, the Cozy's here. There was no other building here yet. So right. Now there's a building.
Mm-hmm. That was outdoor seating in the 50s.
The cozy
Oh,
nook.
see, and I don't remember. That's before my time. What did
Yeah.
they have outdoor seating for cozy?
Yeah, that was their property, and there was that was their outdoor dining room.
Yeah, and that actually used to cut to the other side of Chester Street.
Yeah,
You could actually walk through there when I was.
Yeah, there's an easement still there.
Yeah.
All right.
So, if anybody remembers Fleischmann's? Fleischmann, they sold cars on Long Beach Boulevard. Well, at some point, he opened similar to a Carvel. It was called Custer's Last Stand. Don't think it was there too long, but this is part of Fleischmann's property.
Right.
One of the greatest, I mean, they made the best open apple cake that I ever ate in my life, except for next to my mom's. But Custom Bakers was right on Austin Boulevard in Island Park. So when you went to Island Park, you had to go to Custom Bakers for their corn rye and their open apple cake. My favorite. What was your favorite, Joe?
The cheesecake or apple or whatever was in front of me. Yeah. It didn't matter.
When did that go out of business?
Well, a long time ago.
Yeah, I think when the son passed away, they closed it down.
Yeah, I think he died in a car crash for some reason. I'm not sure. A long time ago.
All these bakeries are so wonderful.
Oh, you went here? Oh.
My brother and I are real bakery mavens.
Yeah.
I'll give you an update. That bakery was on by the railroad in Island Park originally.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
And they sued the LIRR because the train in the afternoon, the cheesecakes would drop from the vibrations.
Oh, that's really good. Thanks, Joe. I like that.
That's great.
They won the lawsuit, and that building where they're in now was paid by that lawsuit.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, yeah, it's called the Cheesecake Story. Yeah, but no one knows. It happened in the late 50s.
Oh, that's very good.
So you never hear about it. They won the lawsuit.
That's cute. Well, that puts a damper on your business if your cheesecake's full.
So yeah, they sued. They won.
And I make a lot of cheesecakes, so I know that you have to watch them very carefully. They cook very slowly.
And I'd like to point out that Aggies Luncheonette was directly across the street from the Capri restaurant on the corner of New York Avenue and Beach Street.
Yes.
And on the other corner was Kramer's Delicatessen, and next door to that was Bill Miller's liquor store.
Right. And who was Kramer?
I don't know who Kramer was.
That was Jerry Kramer's father.
Oh. And right across the street from that, on the Bayside, was Irving Dandy's bicycle shop.
Yeah. Irving and Helen.
Yep.
Yes.
Actually, Joe's very good family, with their friends, with their family. So we're up to C, and we came from. We're going to Chauncey's.
Right.
Yes. I never went to Chauncey's. I think I was too young.
What?
The creamsicles there to die for. With vodka in it to die for.
My Aunt Marlene had a house on Georgia Avenue, which is right next door to Chauncey's, right? And it was really wild on Saturday nights.
I've heard a lot of stories, and actually, I asked one of the members of Chauncey's. You know, they have their own little Facebook club.
Oh.
And I asked them if I were able to use some of their video, and then, well, it was a little bit long, and it was also very descriptive. So I said, it may not be appropriate for my program, but if you go online and kind of check their program out, you know, on your own, you might get a kick out of it. It's very funny.
Oh my God.
It gives you the heyday of the flavor of what Chauncey's was like and what the neighbors thought about them. So I don't have to comment.
There's a lot of naked skinny dipping late night.
Yeah, I heard a lot of other things too. I can't.
I was not part of that.
Marlene's house on the left. See the house with the windows on the left?
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
Marlene's house.
Right. So this is
right in the middle of the action.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great location right on the beach.
Oh, it was food was not bad. It was, but a little noisy.
So I asked, do we know who the gentlemen are? She says, no, they just work there. So I'm putting you guys up, but I'm not sure who you are. Because it's a great shot. It gives you the, It basically shows you the front of the store. I did cut out the patrons though, because there was some customers sitting here, so I just kind of chopped it. But these gentlemen work there.
Ah.
David Jones, Island Park.
Ah, yeah.
They made a seafood stew to kill, a bouillabaisse, lots of mussels and shrimp pasta, everything they made. I mean, these are the times of a long time ago. These are things that I remember as a kid. And I enjoy food. I mean, I grew up in a restaurant. I grew up in a kitchen. My mom gave me chopped meat to like smear in my head. So when I was little, I was like wearing beef. But you know, you learn, and you learn how to smell things, and you have. And I told my son, if you want to be a chef, the most important thing is taste and smell,
Yeah.
because those two things are what makes a good cook.
Uh-huh.
Appearance and then your atmosphere, of course, all plays in, but you have to have a good sense of smell, and you have to have a good sense of taste.
Uh-huh.
The Deep Six. Who remembers the Deep Six? We used to eat them all the time. It's right where Patty McGee's was. This was
Ah, yeah.
this is right next door.
Huh.
One time, Patty and I was going for a lobster, and it was kind of, it was wintertime, so it was dark early. So she pulls into the parking lot. She owned a 1970 Nova. I'll never forget it. And I said, Pat, I think you should stop. And she goes, why? And I'm like, I don't think there's anything there. And she goes, why? And I'm like, stop. So we stopped, and she stopped. There was nothing blocking the water to the channel. If we had gone any further, I think we would have went into the channel with the car.
Oh my goodness. Well, as long as you're up to D, you should mention Coyote, which was right next door to Patty McGee's.
Yeah, but Coyote's much later. This is like
Okay.
That's
this
30
is like
years later.
70s.
Oh,
Like
okay.
probably late 60s, 70s. This is way before Patty McGee's. This is way before Coyote.
This is the
Right,
50s.
okay.
The Delicacy Shop, 93 East Park Street. Across from the post office. This used to be right by the corner, right, Joe?
Yes, in the parking lot.
Right. This is this was the place you went for all kinds of delicacy. They had pickles and olives and all kinds of great appetizing. It was a great appetizing store.
It was the best.
It was really, really good.
When Wall Bombs opened up, I think that's when they
closed.
They couldn't compete with Wall Bombs.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, Wall Bombs is not where Wall Bombs was in the 80s, because it was on Long Beach Road, where Pier 1 is now, was Wall Bombs.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, right, right.
So this was very close to Wall Bombs, and he's absolutely correct, because, I mean, as a kid going to Wall Bombs, they had a huge appetizing department.
Right.
And what I used to like to get there was the rolls. Remember, they used to have those fruit rolls? They used to be like 2 feet long.
Yeah.
My favorite. Long Beach Road and the beach. Dick's Bar. Who remembers Dick's Bar?
Wow.
Dick's Bar and Restaurant. It was not always called Dirty Dick's, by the way. Family-run business. His father ran it. His son, who is still alive, he goes by the name Dick. He's Richard. They're still around. He's still here. This is a great shot. I love this because of the telephone booth. I mean, Superman would be very thrilled that there's still a phone booth on this block, because you need this to change into your duds, So 1962.
Right.
There he is. I think this may be either his father or his grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, military. He was, yeah. There's another. This is much later. It's in the 80s. The 70s. I'm not sure if it's 70s or 80s.
70s, yeah.
They were a Greek family, so they must have had a beautiful Greek party, and they're doing the Hisapico there in his property, right on the beachfront. Look at that.
Wow.
Everybody's watching from up top. This is a family catering, and everybody's watching. Is that amazing?
Yes.
It's a sad thing to lose all these wonderful, things that we had. I mean, my past programs, they're doing the amusements and seeing all of Gruberg's and the skee ball. I mean, it's all passe.
Yeah.
This is the Doramus. It's right off on, it's probably about by Magnolia and Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, don't forget that now there's no more bulkheads. The only thing that's there now is the pier on Magnolia, but all along the Reynolds Channel used to be places for boats to dock.
Yeah, right.
There.
So Eileen, that's near
Yeah.
the rec center? That's where the boats dock now, or no?
No, this is not. This is from the 30s.
No, I'm sorry, what?
This is from the 30s.
What's this location though?
Magnolia
And what?
before the trestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wreck wasn't there yet.
Yeah, that's
But it is
yeah.
that side, it's that area,
There is no wreck. That would be it, yes.
the area.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rec center and the pool and everything's there now.
Yeah, that's where would it be now? That would be the parking lot where the wreck is.
Gotcha.
Fay and Fenn's Luncheonette, 207 West Park. Now, 207 West Park, I think there's just a building there now, Joe, right? And a parking lot. There's a parking lot there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be, yeah, because they tore
I
up
think
the
that's like
building.
the Saul Shearberry building.
Yeah, it's probably torn down.
Yeah, it's all gone. This is gone. This is 47. Okay. 655 East Park. This is way before my time. Festive Bakers, 1956. So this is where Chalet is.
Oh.
No, Happy Boy.
Happy Bakers is much. One more.
655 East Park.
This is 655 East Park.
Yeah, the 200 block is Chalet Bakers.
Finnins.
Yeah.
Finnins, 108 Arizona.
Oh.
Beautiful.
This is basically it's down in the pink slides too. Papa Aldo's. Remember Papa Aldo's?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was Finnins
Oh, yeah.
originally, and then it becomes Papa Aldo's, and of course it all goes poof into a. So we wind up losing this whole thing.
Oh.
Gecker's Luncheonette, 207 West Park, opposite the A&P. A&P? What A&P? There aren't anymore.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We had so many little stops and places to go when we were young, and now it's gone. It's history.
Mm.
Dino's is still
Oh,
here,
she knows. Oh my God.
but 16 West Park, they were in the individual store. They didn't have a double store yet at this time in the 60s. When they first came, they only had the one side. Where the ice cream part was 14 and 16. So 14 West Park was not part of their business at that point. So this is still saying 16 West Park. This is 1969. Who remembers the Good Humor Man? This
Oh,
was
I
like,
used to love the Good
Yeah.
Humor Man.
I mean, when you heard them coming down your block, you were like, Mom, can I have money to go to the Good Humor? It's like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so
I
great.
could never decide because I liked so many. And I was like, toasted almond,
Oh,
vanilla fudge, strawberry shortcake. Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Ah.
oh.
Oh my God. I like the one with the candy bar in the middle.
I was
Yes,
just
me
gonna
too.
say that.
Chocolate.
Yes,
in the
me
middle.
Very
too.
clear.
Yes, that's
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
my
that good, the
favorite
candy
too.
bar in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chocolate
Erwin, you
eclair.
like the coconut one. Remember the coconut one? Oh God.
Toasted
Whatever that
almond.
was. It was so good.
Toasted almond.
So when my kids were little, when my kids were little, somebody came out with the idea, if you hear the bells, like just ran out of ice cream, terrible. So that's what I went with.
Oh my God. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I had no more money.
Wow, my
Oh.
parents weren't that creative. Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Oh, Eileen, this picture is East Harrison opposite the hospital.
It could be.
It
The
is,
cars are
because-
quite old.
You see, look at it. They're side by side homes. And
Yeah.
only that one block has them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh gosh.
They're two family. If you look at it, they're side by side, two families.
Yeah, and this is the beach, so they're selling ice cream on the beach.
Oh, I remember that. That was so wonderful.
Yeah.
All the good around on the beach.
That was
Wow.
great.
Happy Bakers, Joe.
Yes, 655. See,
Right. It's the same address.
they
At
must.
different times, they keep changing the names, and new people took over.
Oh, that was 56, so this is 59, right? Okay.
59.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't even born yet.
I was very happy. Dozen rolls for 60 cents.
Oh, I'm sure. This is from the class of 58. So Harry and Max's Lindell Sweet Shop. So if you went to Lindell School, which back then was the high school, you went to Harry and Max's.
Wow.
And you buy your candy and your sweets. This is your sweet shop. So 62, my sister was at Lindell High School in 62. She graduated from 62 from Lindell.
Oh, before my time, but wow.
Hiddleman's Bakery.
I
I
remember Hiddleman's.
love this bakery.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness. Now,
I'm
this is
getting hungry. This is making me hungry.
160 West Park. This gentleman made the absolute most amazing, and I say amazing. He used to make this open, it's like a cake, and he used to put the crystal sugar on the top, and it used to be pocketed with butter inside it. It was a German butter cake, and if I tell you, I mean, I'm 56, I could still taste it. It was so amazing. So these are things that you don't forget as a child.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I'll tell you about Nattel's when we get to Nattel's. I don't know if we'll get to Nattel's today, but you go to eat rainbow cookies today in the market, and that's not real. That's like really bad. What they served at Nattel's was like real marzipan rainbow cookies, and Hiddleman's made German butter cake. It was so good.
Huh.
Hortons ice cream. This is at National Boulevard and the Boardwalk.
I think Magnolia. Yeah.
Is it between Magnolia and National?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think the Hotel Nassau is here. So that's Hotel Hamilton, and Hortons is here. Now, Hortons also had one on Park Avenue, so we're going to see Hortons on Park. In the 30s, Hortons was on Park Street. So this is actually next to the library.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is not, I don't think this building's there, Joe. This is where the parking lot for the school is.
That's where Sarah's Lumber was next to it. That's one of the buildings
Right.
they tore down.
This is now the library.
Right.
So this building is probably where
It's probably one of the parking lot for the
this is the
condominium.
parking lot now for the condo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is the old high school right here, and the junior school.
Oh.
This is the Long Beach. This was built in 1914. This opened,
Wow.
and this is the original Hortons. You can see inside in a second. There's the Hortons ice cream shop on the inside, 1942. See the cigar case?
No one.
That's when they had a humidor cigar case. Look at that. Very cool.
Wow.
Who remembers
Oh,
Jan's Ice Cream Parlor?
yes. Right.
This is 1959.
Wow.
Eileen, wasn't the, so we, I always
I
knew
love
the Jan's in
Jan's. Oh
Rockville
my God,
Center.
that was my favorite place.
So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Marlene, I couldn't hear you.
So I always
That
knew
was
the
my
Jan's in
favorite place,
Rockville
Jan's.
Center on Sunrise Highway.
Yeah, but we had a Jan's in Long Beach also.
Were they the
Yeah.
same
This is
business?
1950s, 59.
Yep.
This is 267 West Park.
They had the best hot fudge sundaes.
Oh,
I'm-
yes. Right.
Sounds good.
I'm sure.
It was great.
Yeah.
Jerry and Sam's Luncheonette. 1958. Who remembers Jack in the Box?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Where was it? Where was it? 20 questions. Where was Jack in the Box?
Long
in
Beach Road.
Long
Long
Beach
Beach,
Road,
yes. Long Beach Boulevard.
right behind the movie theater. That's where the
Yes,
parking for the
right.
movie theater is.
Yes.
Ask him, what did they put on their hamburgers? Eileen, don't say nothing.
I'm not saying anything. What did they put on the hamburgers?
Busted.
Mustard, right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That was their secret sauce.
Their secret sauce.
I have no idea.
And right next to this would be Flynn's Bar, because the alleyway is here. So Flynn's Bar would be approximately right in this area.
You can't see it.
You can't see it, not from there.
Yeah.
Juniors, good morning, everybody. We're gonna have breakfast today. This is
Wow.
New York, open 24 hours.
Ha!
They had a full fountain, ice cream, breakfast, waffles, omelets, and everything you could think of. And they served breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And
It was
all
a
their
24-hour
cakes were baked.
operation.
They had their own bakery in there. Everything was baked there.
Everything was made fresh there.
Cheese Danish, everything.
This is a very cool menu. I tried to shrink it so you could see most of it, but it was hard to get it into the screen.
Yeah.
So I had to shrink it. I'm sorry, it looks so odd, but I got most of it in.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Look at
Nice.
those prices.
I got the special over here. Single egg, any way I like it, with a roll or grits, butter, jam, and coffee, 45 cents. I'll take a number 2. Hamburger Express. Who remembers Hamburger Express?
Yep, I do.
This is the one where the train used to bring your hamburger to you on a choo-choo train on your counter.
Ha!
This is 27 East Park. So this is between where the railroad station and the post office, midway of the block. 27 East Park Street.
Yeah.
So Lester liked the choo-choo because the choo-choo brought you your burger. Harry's Restaurant. This is kosher on 71 West Boardwalk. So there's a picture of this on one of the slides I showed you about the boardwalk. You'll see a kosher deli on top of the boardwalk. This is their Harry's Restaurant. Howard Johnson's.
Oh, yeah.
Long Beach, but it was on Austin Boulevard, Long Beach Road, where they meet in the 50s.
Ha!
So where the Texas car wash is, Joe, is that where the car wash was, right?
Yes, it was Howard Johnson's. And they tore it down. Yes, it was there.
Right. So if you know where the car wash is now, where Ace Hardware is, that's where Howard Johnson's was.
Ah!
Ace Hardware, in that triangle where you meet Austin Boulevard meets Long Beach Road, that's where the Howard Johnson's was, right where the car wash is.
Wow.
Yes.
Jaime's. Who remembers Jaime's? This is the 60s, 3 Park Place.
Nope.
Let's see, a cup of clam chowder was 15 cents.
Ha!
Let's have a shrimp cocktail, 75 cents. Let's see, what else do we got?
Yep.
Let me think. I want wheat cakes with ham, 95 cents.
Whew.
Kaylin's. This is Boardwalk, but this is
Oh, I
probably
remember that.
That's the father, yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was
it.
around for a while.
It was funny.
who remembers KOs in Atlantic Beach?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
of course,
The
yes.
volcanoes? Oh my God, I still have ones we stole. They were huge.
Oh,
Joe, what's there now at KOs?
the condominiums, townhouse.
Condominiums, right, right.
I believe the owner got murdered.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
got
yes,
murdered.
it was mafia murder. If I
Oh, my.
Well,
heard
Wow.
correctly.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, he did. He got robbed in the middle of the night.
Wow.
You know, I'll leave it like that. But
Yeah,
it was somebody that came in the area.
we're being recorded.
I know. I thought,
Cabana.
oh, look at that, beautiful.
This is right on Reynolds Channel by where the hospital is,
Ah,
off the bridge.
By the tennis
Uh-huh.
court.
Was it
Yes,
a hotel?
No,
Restaurant?
this was an actual restaurant. It
Mhm.
changed names. It was also the Brooklyn Rowing Club earlier. So it had multitude of changes. So it was the Brooklyn Rowing Club, and then it became La Cabana, and it was the Hofbrau. So you're going to see the Hofbrau. It's the same building.
Yes.
ah.
Who remembers La Serenata?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. They had the best eggplant parmesan anywhere. Wow.
Ah.
Unbelievable.
124
Thin
West
sliced
Park
eggplant.
Avenue.
Oh, amazing.
This is the old library building, 124 West Park.
Yeah.
When you
Oh,
look
my
at the
God.
building, in the facade of the building, it still says Long Beach Public Library.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Here is their
J.J. Cooper.
when they
Oh,
retired. They
Wow.
retired in 92. They did this in the Herald. It showed you the old restaurant, La Serenata, and then the Park Avenue, which took it over. You see the
Wow.
public library right here in the facade of the building.
Oh my God.
Who remembers Louders in Point Lookout?
Ooh,
All these great and wonderful things have disappeared. I think we're going to do a few more slides, and I'm going to show you a video. There's the inside of Louders.
Looks like Myron Cronky.
No, Myron Cronky used to step down. You had to go down 3 steps. And in
Oh.
Myron Cronky, my favorite thing was to look at the mounted fish on the walls.
Oh,
you-
yeah.
When I was really little, it scared me because they had these huge fish mounted on these on the walls when you walked in. As an adult, I appreciated it more, but when I was little, it was a little scary. Who remembers Outback Steakhouse?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota is there now.
Oh, we used to walk to the corner and visit the lobsters.
Right?
in a tank on
Yes,
the
and the
outside.
lobster
They were
tank,
at my
right.
friends. The lobsters were my
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I never could eat a lobster. So I used to
And
play
I
with
remember
Lenny's
Lenny
lobsters.
Beck, when I was a kid, you know, he used to have his little golf cart and he used to ride around town.
Oh,
Huh. Yeah,
That place is
Minnesota is there now.
yeah.
Right. Who remembers Leone's?
Oh, yeah.
Rennie Leone's? It's Park Street, Park Avenue, right where Burger King is now.
Ah,
Mhm.
It was Leone's. And behind it was the Keyboard, which was another bar. Now, Leone's had the bowling alleys, right, Pat, Joe?
Yes, they had the bowling alley and they changed it into a nightclub. They had the
Right.
bowling alleys, yes.
There's Rennie Leone's. That's the outside of the building. Actually, you can see the Keyboard behind it. The building behind it is the Keyboard. You only see the roof of it. The Leto Bar, which is right across from the railroad. This is 1933.
Wow.
And Leto Kosher in 62. Now, I was born in 64, but I remember Jack and Bernie. Jack and Bernie were twin brothers, and they owned Leto Kosher Deli. And when I was a kid, my mom would send me in for like sandwiches, and she'd always say, "Go see one of the brothers." And I'm like, "Who?" And she goes, "You'll see. They're twins." And I'm like, but they were older men. And I went in and I was just like looking like this because they were identical twins. And they were making the corned beef sandwiches, and they used to go into the steam table and pull out the corned beef and make the sandwiches to order. I loved this place when I was a kid. Now, of course, Leto is a bigger place, restaurant, where a sit down. They didn't have a sit down when it was originally was just the deli, and I don't even remember if you could sit in there. I think it was kind of
It had like three tables for 2 people, like 8 people.
very tiny. It was a small little store.
6 people, maybe 8.
Wow.
Eileen, so
Yes.
I know Wally owns it now. Was he like a relative or he bought it?
No,
No, I think he
Move on?
bought it. He bought
They
it.
bought it, I think. Yeah.
bought it off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father worked there after he retired from the deli business. He ended up working there part-time, and he works at Leto and was there for quite a few years. He worked for Wally.
Okay. Yeah. Wally's the later, but these gentlemen were the
Yeah,
early.
later, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're
when these guys were around, my father owned his own deli in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he
I
knows.
grew up in a restaurant
hard
too.
work. You know that hard work when you're working in a restaurant all day.
Oh, and my brother did really work there. I was a waitress on occasion, but my
Yeah.
brother was behind the counter all the time.
Wow.
It's tough. So
It
right
is.
here is Kalen's, the Long Beach Clam Bar, and the arcade. And you can see in the background here is the King David.
Oh,
Now is the Allegria.
yeah.
So it's the King David modified is now the Allegria. So you can see the King David with its orange and yellow right here in the back.
Wow.
And this is our video. So this is the end of our program, but I'm going to put this on for you to watch.
Oh, Luncheonette. Oh my God. I used to eat that all
Well,
the
we're going to
time.
do the second half on September 8th, Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
This is from Long Beach High School, 1967. her parents had an anniversary coming up. Her name is Dari Silverman, and I asked her permission to use the video footage.
Oh,
Recorded for her mother and father's anniversary. Here we go. Where we're starting with the Laurel Luncheonette. This is like around 84, 85. Oh, there's the library.
Ah, yes, Allard K. Lowenstein
That's right. Wow.
with his name on the outside. Yeah.
Baby store. Season. Goodies. The flea market.
Yeah.
Tilbin.
Chilbins. Oh my God.
Kilbin, yes.
McClellan's.
Oh,
McClellan's,
McClellan's.
yeah.
Oh,
The donut shop.
oh
The
yeah.
liquor store. Meyerson and Roth. Echo.
Echo Station. Oh my God.
Echo, yes.
Yay, Echo.
Baskin Robbins. Highwise.
Yeah.
The Long Island Railroad before they did the renovation.
That's
Ah.
right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wallbaums. When it
Yeah.
opened,
12 ounce.
this is the new Wallbaums.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dino's.
And she,
Mhm.
oh, my favorite pizza.
Burger King.
Yeah. remember that.
Yeah. Long Beach Boulevard.
No, that's Edwards. The
Oh,
Leto.
oh.
Yeah,
Leto
that's right.
Theater, right?
Edwards. The theater.
Here's the old Wallbaums, Long Beach Road, where Pier 1 is, the old Wallbaums.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
There's the drugstore, the knitting shop, Country Boy, Ruffles, that's the old Beach Burger, Colony Card Shop,
Wow.
Bank. Now we're going to the temple on Neptune,
Yeah.
still there. And I'm glad we have the end of this footage because the other temple they took down, you're gonna see it now. It's on Roosevelt.
Ah.
Wow.
Watch the next temple.
I used to go to the bazaars there.
It's cozy. You see
I see
Guy
that.
over here? That's the addition that I told you they added. This is a newer photo. Fashion Cleaners and Associated.
Ah,
So,
yes, Associated, right.
Associated.
And what about
It's a
Daniels
temple
5 and
they're
10?
not
Remember Daniels 5 and 10 next door to Associated?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's Leto Kosher now.
Yes. So
Yeah.
before Associated, next door was the Suburban. And the
Mhm.
Suburban Deli was owned by a gentleman, and we used to go in the morning to have a bagel and lox. We'd get a bagel and lox and an orange juice, and we'd head up to the park. And my sister and I would go up to Pacific Beach, and we'd have our breakfast. So then Murray from Associated and Jason bought that piece and added it into the building now that's the Key Food. And they expanded it by putting the deli inside the supermarket.
Oh.
Mm.
So that wasn't like that before. The deli used to be separate.
Ah.
So that footage is from Dari Silverman. She said I could use it. And I thank her so much for doing that for her parents' anniversary because it, shows Long Beach when I was, growing up and I was out of high school already. But good memories,
Mm. Yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
I will thank everybody today for coming. I appreciate everybody. Anything you have to offer always is listening. I'm always listening and adjusting. If I make a mistake on a date or something, I'm always fixing. I thank you for coming today. I appreciate it.